ID and OAuth. And so we will probably either use them, or because we're already doing a lot of stuff with Azure Active Directory, maybe we'll go ahead and use Azure Active Directory B2C. Who knows what will happen with that? The last bit I'd go ahead and say to the complainers is, listen, guys, you got to think a little bit more about your total cost of ownership. Howard here, who's actually going to be my lead-in for the next thing we're going to talk about tonight, is that you need to go ahead and understand that in your value chain, in terms of like if you take a dependency on this group downstream and you're making a profit, but they're not, that actually presents supply chain risk. So you need to be mindful of how the components underneath you are being monetized. And if one of them decides their monetization method is not working and they go and shift gears, if your response is to go ahead and attack them for doing that, you're really cutting off your nose to spite your own face. So, now the other reason why I want to go ahead and bring up Howard is his company Engine partnered with Microsoft to, well, let me go ahead and see if I can find this. Partnered with Microsoft to go ahead and open source a Reaqtor framework for doing reliable, stateful, distributed, and scalable event processing based on reactive extensions. And I wanted to take a first look at this. Now, I will go ahead and point out that since I've been involved with Akka.net, which is also, by the way, a reliable, stateful, distributed, scalable event processing system, I'll go ahead and point out that Microsoft has released, I think, at least one competitive technology per year since we started. So in 2015, it was Orleans. In 2016, I think they did Service Fabric Actors. That might have also been 2015. In 2017, I don't know if they did anything. In 2018, they had Coyote. Then they also had Dapper come out. And then this year, it's Reaqtor. In 2019, I don't know if there was another one. So the Microsoft ecosystem has gone from having, basically no viable options for doing scalable event processing back in like 2013, 2014, to having, a ton of them now. We have probably 6 or 7 viable options in the ecosystem. I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and have multiple choices for developers. And I think that ultimately this helps our entire ecosystem skill up, which is great. You want to basically enable it so people can, people have the right tool for the right job. We shouldn't all be locked into a monoculture. So even though, selfishly, I would love it if everybody used Akka.net and, bought licenses to Phobos and all that sort of stuff. But my mission is bigger than my bottom line. My mission as the CTO of Petabridge is to make it so .NET developers never regret picking .NET for whatever it is they're setting out to do. So I'm really glad that there's more tools out here like Reaqtor. Now, what I wanted to go ahead and try to do tonight with Reaqtor is, I wanted to go ahead and take a look at how to actually get up and running with this thing. So let's go ahead and dig through the documentation real fast. Okay. All right. That sounds great. Howard, I'm sure that's very interesting, but doesn't make for compelling streaming content. Let's go and take a look at the demos. 3D IoT house demo, engines AIS.net. I don't even know what that is. AIS. High performance libraries working with marine automatic identification system. Okay, plotting boats. Got it. All right. Well, let's give that a go. All right. So this is using interactive notebooks, which are a feature in GitHub now. So I've seen this get mentioned on, I've seen this get mentioned before on Twitter, but I've never actually seen a project use it. All right. So use AIS.net, models, abstractions, receivers, static receiver host, create, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Set up Bing Map. I need to go ahead and get my own Bing Maps access key. Where do I stick that? Insert credentials here. Ah, okay. Well, let's give that a try. Okay. My account. My keys. Please click the link below to continue. Let's create a new account. Ugh, okay. Is there another demo? Yeah, let's go ahead and try the Shebang app. All right, let's give that a shot. Notebook equivalent of the Playground console application. Reference the library. I will just import the entire console application to get the transitive closure reference assemblies. Optionally, transfer debugger. Insert some namespaces. Nucleon. This is part of the other libraries they have here too. All right. Show how to instantiate a new engine using query engine factory.create new async to perform basic operations to create a subscription and take a checkpoint. We'll reuse the in-memory key value store instance across cells to show recovery. Okay. Is there like a tutorial or something for this stuff? It's like seeing a lot of demos, blog. Where's the docs? Here we go. All right. Compiler, primitives. Okay. What the is this? Okay. CSE, common sub-expression elimination applied to reactive expressions. All right, what does this have to do with writing? Help me put all this together, folks. Reactive.core. Okay, sure. This library implements various interfaces that are provided in reactive.interfaces. It is used by a variety of components in reactive, including reactive.link, but also query engine implementations. The separation of the core assembly from link, blah, 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 subscribables, okay. Using this base class is recommended over the manual implementation of the interface. Okay, I gotta be honest. I do not understand what's going on here so far. Like, you know, basically what I'd like is for someone to go ahead and hold my hand here. Let me get rid of you, OpenID people. You've had your time in the sun. Hold my hand here and explain what does any of this stuff do and why should I care? That's what I really want to get at. Okay, so I'm thoroughly confused at this point, but I'm going to press on. I know Howard. Howard is a very smart man. There's definitely a rhyme or reason to this stuff. I kind of get the big picture of, let's say, observables and subscriptions and needing to have a way of checkpointing, which is like doing a snapshot, that type of stuff. Understand all of that. But... Okay, guys. All right. Samples. Oh, boy. Is there like a getting started somewhere? Hey, the documentation looks pretty. I wonder what I think they built a new... I think they actually built a new... What's it called? I think they built a new static website generator for this. Mike, I was looking at the docs today, and I think it needs to be a little better examples, I think. Yeah, I totally agree. Not to toot my own horn, but... And by the way, this is like super old. I'm going to go and pull up Boot Camp for a second here. Redoing this is on my to-do list. But it's like, all right, let's go ahead and compare this to, Unit 1 of Akka.NET Bootcamp. Concepts you'll learn, how to create your own actor system and actors, how to send messages, how to use props, how to use blah, 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 all this stuff. Using Xamarin? Jesus, this is old. We got to replace this with Visual Studio Code or something. All right, actors in the actor system. Key concepts. What is an actor? Analog for human participant. I've got a link to an external blog post that breaks down exactly what an actor is here. Actors communicate with each other just as humans do by exchanging messages. These messages are just plain old C# classes. What can an actor do? How do you make an actor? And then we have some learn by doing examples that kind of hold the developer's hand. When you're introducing like a new paradigm shift to developers, you've got to go ahead and find a way to like lower the conceptual overhead. So, one of the things I've done for years and years with Akka.net is I just finished doing a round of these last week. So we do these Akka.net trainings that are paid. We also do plenty of like free stuff online as well. But during our paid Akka.net courses, we spend a lot of time talking about making the leap from object-oriented or sometimes functional programming to working with actors and messages, and how the way you reason about your code is a lot different in those environments. And this reactive stuff right here, they're kind of dumping us right into a bunch of implementation details of how the libraries are organized. And between you and me, this is something that's fairly intuitive that people could go ahead and pick up once they actually are shown some examples and could work backwards from it. I can figure out that, reactive.blah depends on reactive.core pretty easily. I don't necessarily mean, I definitely don't think it's I don't think that's where you need to go ahead and deliver the bulk of your, energy in terms of explaining stuff. H3 Tech definitely seems like reactive has a inside its own bubble myopia issue. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that's, I think that basically this is a very beautiful website. They put a lot of effort into making this look really great. And I know Howard, I can tell they've spent a ton of time trying to get all the details right. And so I think that, I think that this library and this website has a lot of beautiful work put into it, but even for someone who works every day in this type of, let's say, distributed, event-driven programming space, I don't know what the hell's going on when I'm taking a look at the docs. Okay, maybe this will be better. Let's take a look at the API documentation. All right, so there's Reaqtor, Reactive, and Nucleon. All right. Nucleon. All right, this looks like docfx. Okay, that is docfx to me. All right. Well, I could go ahead and watch okay, here we go. Download. These are all the different little libraries. Service contract, service core. Wait, these are just the Reaqtor, Reactive, Nucleon. All right, so my first criticism of this library here, not just based on my own experience, I was actually hoping to pull it down and code something. My first criticism is there's no hello world. You've got to give someone something simple they can go ahead and get up and running. If you check out the Akka.net project here, if you go to our samples folder, and we've got a bunch. We literally do have a little hello world one in Akka.net, one in F#, one in C#. That's, pretty GD simple. I actually use this in my slides all the time when I'm giving talks, this sort of stuff. So you got to have something that's simple enough that people can wrap their arms around. So if I go and take a look at, let's take a look at the samples here. Shebang. Let's take a look at, guess I'll look at the app. Program.cs. All right. Query Engine Factory, create news, store. QE.client, timer subscription. Reactors, shebang, subscriptions, tick. So this is what a timing, this is a key for keeping track of a specific scheduler registration. I guess these could be distributed. Is that the idea behind that? Yeah. What are those? What are, well, I have no idea. I have no, so I think I get the idea behind this, I can follow this so far. Checkpoint async, I don't know. I'm lost at this point. Query Engine Factory, checkpoint async. All right. I checkpointable. Okay, let's see what the comment is. Saves the state of the system to a store. Writer to save the state to cancellation token to observe cancellation request. Okay, progress indicator. A lot of good stuff. Yeah, I feel pretty stupid looking at this at the moment. So I guess what you'd be saving when you do a checkpoint here would be the timer that we created. That makes sense? Create new async. Simpler checkpointing query engine. Well, thank God there isn't a complex checkpointing query engine. Okay, so I see what they're doing. So they're using the scope to go ahead and basically, wink the all the context that was created here out of existence, and then they're recovering that data a little bit further down here, and they're trying to go ahead and get, okay, it's the subscription is what they're persisting. I got it. Okay. But what is the subscription actually doing? Like, what's going on between, like, these lines here? Console.write delete subscription. Oh, okay. So we're getting the subscription here and we're disposing it. And then when we created the subscription, we do subscribe async context.console out. Oh, okay. So we're creating a timer and we're taking T, whatever that is, writing that out to string. Is that what we're doing? All right. You know what? Let's go ahead and give this a try. All right. Actually, you know what? How many forks are there? Just 4 of us. All right. I'll fork it. Let's give that a shot. Okay. Let's go ahead and open this up in GitHub Desktop. Go ahead and open up that down there. Okay. All right, let's see if we can make this thing light up and beep. Contribute back to the parent project? Sure, why not? All right. Okie dokie. This would be a really poor time for GitHub to have some type of massive outage right about now. Okay, good. Alrighty. Reaqtor. All right, open VS Code. Give that a second. Let me go ahead and get the command line out for this too. Okay. All right. Clear my screen there. All right, so we'll go ahead and do a new PowerShell instance. I'm tired of working on all this KPI stuff, so I'm gonna kill these tabs. All right. Okay. Let's give this a shot. Build instructions. We're down here. .NET build all to SLN. Okay, well, that's pretty simple. All right, let's give that a shot. All right, all to SLN. We'll go ahead and do this in release. All right. Now, you'll be surprised at the number of large open source projects where I can't even get this to work, where it's like, sorry, you need oogity-boogity.dll installed, and if you don't have that, well, you're toast. So this is like it's going through okay. Okay, there's some more samples down here for Reaqtor. Samples, promoting, metadata host, multi-role host. All right. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and let that do its thing. All right, let's take a look at Reaqtor samples. These are the big ones. Take a look at reactive, core, pearls. Arcel. What's this about? A Windows executable. Hey, all right. I'm down for this. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Start with debugging. Ah. Well, I guess I'd need a C# extension in order to do that. Yep. Wonder if there's something wrong here. Terminal. Is there any particular reason why you're not going to let me run? Get rid of you. Okay, let's go back to... Maybe the problem is I have too many of these solutions open. Bear in mind, I'm a total, like, scrub when it comes to... total scrub when it comes to VS Code still. All right. Well, it looks like we're still compiling here. So I'll give that a second. Open up another PowerShell tab. All right. Oh, not the right folder. Reaqtor. Okie dokie. We want to go to not Reaqtor. Yeah, I think it's Reaqtor is what we want. How is this thing still compiling? Jeez. How many solutions are in this project? About said, I don't think Akka.net takes that long to compile, and it's got like 80 projects in it. That thing normally, like, I can hear my fan get faster when that thing's compiling, usually. Let me take a look at something. I wonder if this is Google Chrome's fault. Let's see. Where's Task Manager? Not Chrome, sorry, Brave. All right. Who did this to you? And the answer is it is the .NET host. And Visual Studio Code doing this. For once, our little web browser with all 77 processes running behind it is open. It is not the culprit here. Man, this is brutal. All right. Well, I'll know for next time to have this up and running locally. Their samples have .NET Interactive, aka Jupyter. You'll need to install the plugin in VS Code to interact with those. All right. Let's see. Plugins. Here we go. Let's look for Jupyter. Let's see. .NET. Oh, I don't want debuggers. All right, is this the right one? Or do I need to go ahead and get .NET Interactive? Is there a more specific plugin? .NET Interactive, all right. Okay. That makes sense. All right, I'll install that. All right, hey, compiled in about 5 minutes. All right. Okay. Now let's go back here. Let's see. I might need to reopen this in Visual Studio Code. Let's try that again. Give that another shot. All right, my little plugins, do your thing. Well, if I'm too much of a grandpa to figure out how to do this in Visual Studio Code, we've always got old reliable over here. Let's go ahead and go to samples. Nope. I want reactive. Yeah, there we go. Pearls. Arc cell. Yeah, let's give this a shot. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm too much of a grandpa to figure out how to use .NET Interactive in VS Code. I just can't keep up with all the cool kids. Their newest toys. I think replacing XML with YAML was a mistake. I'll just say it. That's my controversial opinion of the night. That's my grandpa opinion. I also think that JSON's a lousy configuration format. There, said that too. Just dropping some hot takes tonight. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to get this thing up and running. I just want my little green button. That's what I want. Okay, so is this using... Let's see. What are we using behind the scenes here to create all this stuff? Dependencies, packages. There are build errors. What? What are you talking about? Oh. Okay, fine. Oh my gosh, okay. All right. Well, this is off to a good start. Okay. Let's go to this solution that's one layer up and see if this will work. I saw there was a question on Twitter the other day. Do you do one giant solution, or do you break it down to lots of little ones? And I've contributed to projects that do it both ways. And man, and this is one of those ones that's got a lot of little ones. All sorts of stuff ends up happening, man. Here we go. Okay, so here's all the references to other projects. Okay. Yeah, dude, I do it all in one solution. If you're not running at least 16 gigs of memory on your computer, screw you. If you want to clone one of my solutions, that's how I feel about it. If you don't have enough memory to handle 80 or 90 projects, then I don't think you've cut the mustard. You're not ready for this yet. Go back to using your Chromebook to write JavaScript. Why don't you get an iPad and write some Ruby code? There. Anyway, I think that made my point. Okay, what are we doing again? Compiling stuff. Only facts. Yeah, damn right. Good. Man, I'm attracting like contrarian.net to my Twitch channel. That's awesome. Good. Eventually, we'll rise up and tell people that the Microsoft and extension libraries are actually the conforming container pattern, and we should all abandon it for the good of the ecosystem. Just kidding. It's actually probably a lot of value having a standard way of doing some of that stuff. All right. Well, so far, reactive seems to be a great way to stress test the compile toolchain on my computer. By the way, I'm running on a high-end gaming machine, so I'm using like a first-generation Ryzen processor and all this stuff. So this shouldn't take so long. My takes are hotter than my CPU, and I had to remember to turn off my Ethereum miner before we started. Had to make sure I had enough GPU memory to render the stream properly, otherwise I'll drop frames. Alright, what's going on here, guys? Just deploy my code. I've been very patient. Wait, that's not even... Oh, okay, there we go. Alright. So, am I supposed to do something? This is a cell. Oh. Oh, okay. This is the file menu. Jeez, I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do... Up. All right. A1 times 2. How about that? Okay. Not valid due to the current state of the object. Okay. All right, fine. Uh-oh. A2 times 2. I'm really missing my drag command on this stuff. All right. Now, if I go and change this. Oh, my God. Updated all these fields. Okay. Well, this is kind of the premise of, like, reactive programming in terms of, let's say, the canonical example is, you know, updating your source cell and watching all the computed cells take shape, right? So there is some business benefit. There is some sort of historical context for kind of explaining reactive programming in this way. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual code behind the scenes here. Let me go ahead and turn this off. All right. So one small problem, I have no idea which parts of reactive this thing is using. I think we're just using some of the middleware, which is the... No, looks like it's using all of it. Reactive.pearls. Oh yeah, this is reactive, not Reaqtor. Okay, that naming convention stuff, they gotta get that under control. All right. So, let's see the actual reactive parts here. They're creating... All right. Is there a way I can get this to go away? Because I'm definitely... Go to my debug symbols down here. Properties. Debug. Actually, this is a build variable, isn't it? Okay. You know what? Property group condition. .NET Core runtime identifier does not start with Win. Well, I'm on Windows, so go away. Okay. All right, there we go. Show me the good stuff. Maybe it's because I'm in debug mode. I don't know. All right. Oh, nope. You know what? I am a moron. Okay. Got it. Okay. I'm going to scroll down here. All right. Namespace. RxL program on the style thread here. Single thread apartment. Doing some front end programming. Doing a little bit of win forms. Text boxes, all that stuff. All right. Show me reactive. Take me to the future of web scale programming. That's what I want, guys. All right. Okay. Maybe it's in here. This is system.reactive, which is all, you know, kind of been around for a while. Behavior subject double null. What is this? System.reactive.subjects. Expressions. Excel expression. Okay. Wow, made this in November 2014. All right, this piece of code's a little old. Internal abstract class, Excel expression. Excel expression visitor. Where's the actual, you know, reactive part of this stuff? What are we actually depending on? Where's the nucleon jazz? Excel compiler. All right. I have zero clue where the actual reactive stuff is. This looks like a pretty good example of like observables and sort of reactive extension stuff, but I don't actually see any of the. I'm just kind of looking at the namespaces is what I'm primarily looking at. Yeah, reactive Excel implementation using classic RX to demonstrate concepts around building reactive computational graphs. Okay, well that was a waste of time. Get rid of that. Okay. Say look at Reaqtor, samples, pearls. Okay. Let's take a look at remoting. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. Is this what I wanted? Reaqtor, okay. Samples, remoting. Sure, let's do a remoting demo. All right, what do I need to open for this? Remoting. All right. Cool, we can get into some actual network stuff now. With 6 minutes to go on the stream tonight. Loading 1 out of 80 projects. Okay, we might be here for a few minutes. All right, Reaqtor. So some of this is library. Some of this is samples. It's only one sample. All right. What's this have to do with anything? Interesting. Okay, this is a mapping. I have no idea what to. Attribute to associate URI-based entity with the target it's being applied to. Okay, so I guess someone can message this entity once it's registered with one of these stores using this. Yeah, 6 minutes left of compilation time. No joke. Async reactive observable. That's a mouthful. All right. Create traffic observable. Reactive client context. All right. Tarn endpoint. I'm going to take a look at what Tarn means. I've seen that acronym show up, I think, someplace else when I was glossing through some of this stuff. Oh, wait. Nope. It was right there, I think. Yeah. No, I guess not. All right. Client context. I get observable traffic parameters, traffic configuration, traffic info. Context of timer. Okay, let's see if I can actually figure out how to run this thing. Dependencies, projects, client library. Well, this looks like another library. Does it not? Does. Okay. Edit this. Samples for the Reaqtor remoting stack. Testing. Reification framework, versioning tests. Reaqtor remoting demo. Oh, perfect. Okay, yes. Let's give this a try. Thank God. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure this out. Static void. We're going to go ahead and call this run method here. I'll take a step into that in a second. So it looks like the run method is going to go ahead and create a reactive client. Context returns the task we can await on. Visual Studio is like melting down here. That's probably Resharper's fault. All right. So what are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and create system.runtime.remoting.channels binary client formatter sync provider. Binary server formatter sync provider. These feel like a Java developer came up with the names to these classes. They need to do an abstract binary server formatter sync provider factory bean. That would be the perfect Java name for that type. Okay. All right, Resharper, be nice. behave in front of all the people on the stream. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we create a new TCP reactive platform. So presumably we're using some sockets someplace. All right. We're using system.runtime, remoting channels, channel services, register channel. And it looks like we're using a binary formatter to do all this stuff. We're going to go ahead. Oh my goodness, a new subscriber. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is take a look at our TCP channel here. Props, client provider, server provider. Ensure security, false. Well, it's tough to be secure with binary formatters, but I get it. Platform.start async, cancellation token none.wait. Man, gotta use a little async await here, guys. Get with the program. All right, let's start running this thing. All right. I promise things are happening. We're a little bit over time here, but that's okay. We're going to keep going. We'll see this through to the end. We will get this sample up and running. Even if Visual Studio and ReSharper take 10 minutes. Plus, I'm kind of enjoying the music, if I'm being honest. Although it is fast approaching whiskey o'clock here at the standard household. All right. Well, this is a bit like watching paint dry. That's okay. Oh, I guess while I'm waiting on that, may as well go and clean up my Kubernetes deployment from earlier. All right. All right. Get all N, I think it's KPI collector. All right. All right, there we go. Bring up those resources. So reactive platform deployer, platform, new deployable, core deployable, .deploy, platform, create client, context.wait. Yeah, I don't really know what any of this stuff even does. Okay. Oh, I guess it's run method, so it's invoking all this. All right, so we do async, context, stream URI, subscription URI, get stream factory, observer, see, platform constants identifiers observable, fire hose, the fire hose observable. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. Could not find executable at promoting metadata host bin debug. Let's try that again. No, you don't tell me what to do, Visual Studio. All right, well, that ends our very exciting Reaqtor demo. So looks to me like they've got some rough edges they need to go ahead and smooth out in order to make it a little bit easier to get up and running. So my take on this is beautiful site. Great to go ahead and have another technology out there in the .NET ecosystem that promises to make distributed computing a bit easier. But you got to get the you got to go ahead and get the less sexy stuff right, namely making it easy for people to go ahead and figure out how to actually use any of your components, making it straightforward to go ahead and get a sample up and running out of the gate.